Hey everyone, of course, Daniel Simon at Baton Rouge Community College. Hope you're having a great week out there right now. So anyway, I want to welcome you, of course, to my History 1113 class, of course, for the summer semester 2021. So I hope everybody's having a great break right now, between, I guess, the spring semester and the summer semester. And anyway, of course, today I will be, discussing the class that y'all have signed up for, which, of course, is History 1113. Anyway, I'm Daniel Simon at Baton Rouge Community College. Of course, I've been teaching at BRCC for close to 20 years. I think I originally started teaching there August 2001, believe it or not. So this is kind of like my 21st year, I guess, I'm kind of working on right now. And of course, I've got a YouTube channel, as you know. It's like Tasha's watching right now. Hey, good morning. Hope you're having great out there. Gavin, hey, what's going on? Hope you're having a great day as well. AZ, hey, what's going on? We're having a great morning out there. Cash Barnes, hey, what's going on? And I do have Devin, by the way. Devin's in StreamYard right now. If anybody, of course, also wants to join me as well. So I'll put the link up later for StreamYard if you want to join me. The link is right here, StreamYard.com. There, of course, below right there. If it's the link you can go to, of course, to join me in the broadcast booth as well. Looks like we've got a few more as well. Nadia, looks like you've joined me also as well. Hey, Jessica, what's up? What's going on? Hope you're having a great time out there overall. So anyway, like I said, today I'll be kind of discussing the course syllabus. That's the main thing we'll kind of go over today. Use of Canvas, kind of go through and kind of give you a tour of Canvas right now of what I've got. Also important assignments that I've got right now and all the projects, of course, that you need to do as well. Looks like Trey's joining us this morning also as well. Tan fam, hey, what's up, Tan? What's going on? Hope you're doing great out there also as well. So anyway, like during the broadcast, if you have any comments, questions about anything like about this class or about the syllabus, whatever you want to ask me, you can, of course. I can, of course, throw it up on the screen, whatever, if you need. Or also you can leave me comments later, of course, from this video that I'm, of course, streaming right now overall. So just let me know any kind of comments, questions you have, of course. Hey, what's going on? Good morning. Lannon, what's going on? I guess Serena, I guess real name. So anyway, let me go ahead and give you, of course, a tour right now. But I'll go ahead and bring up I've got a bunch of announcements that I've posted right now. So far, you may have seen the Welcome History 1113 that I've already got up right there, which, of course, lists the syllabus. Hey, Timmy, what's going on? Yeah, great morning out there overall. But yeah, I've got like that announcement. Y'all probably already seen that already. A bunch of you probably looked at that already. But it kind of goes into like the syllabus that I've got right now. So you go ahead and start looking at that, which we'll look at later. I'll kind of go through it and kind of discuss it today. Also, it does give information about like the book report. So during the semester, at least the first couple weeks, let me kind of know like what book you want to read for the summer semester. You can go ahead and email me. I've already had a lot of students email me right now about it. So if you want to, make sure you get the right book that you want to sign up for, let me know via email. So far, I have not had a book that's, been taken. So I think they're all open right now. Hey, Vachetti, one, I guess. Hey, what's going on this morning? Also, Tonica, hey, good morning. So everybody's joining me, hopefully good. Also, if anybody's interested in the Veterans Oral History Project, let me know. I've had two students sign up for it already. I think, I want to say last week it was. So if anybody's interested in that, you can do that as well. That's just for voluntary bonus points. So it's not a mandatory project for the class, but I think a lot of students that do that usually end up maybe getting an A in the class, but that's something definitely to look at. Also, of course, I guess I've got a YouTube channel as well. Hopefully you've looked at that already. I did have a preview video I had on the bottom there. Hopefully you kind of looked at that so far. So yeah, check out my YouTube channel. Make sure you do have a YouTube account, which you have to use through Google. You have to sign up through Google, of course, to have YouTube YouTube account. So make sure you do that because you'll need that, of course, during the semester pretty much. You do get bonus points for watching the live stream, but not today. So that's just for lectures and so on. We'll have later in the week. Now, I do have other announcements I have as well. There's a lot of other announcements I've got up as well. Like if you go down here on the bottom, if I could bring them up real quick, there should be some ones you already looked at already. So we have the syllabus review day. You probably already looked at that already. I don't think I'll go into that. There is the pre-test. Make sure you look at that because that is due Friday, June 4th. So I'll give you like until the end of the week to get that done. So make sure you take a look at that. It's worth 10 bonus points. It is being counted towards the attendance for week 1. So make sure you do that. Also, they have that student contract policy page as well. I'll kind of talk about that later. I'll get to that later about the student contract policy page, but that's also kind of count towards, I think, the attendance for week 1 also as well. So yeah, that's one thing you need to do on this. How much you've already kind of done that already, I know. So make sure you look at that and get that done for the week. There's going to be some quizzes this week already coming up pretty quick because the summer classes, a lot of information in short time and all that. Other announcements I do want to check out for now. Some of those at the top, of course, are going to be later, but I've got also use of StreamYard. Of course, I don't use Zoom. I use StreamYard, which is like a streaming platform. It's kind of a cross between Zoom and Google Meet. But if you want to join me in StreamYard, you can as well, or also watch via YouTube. This is not a synchronous class. I think both these classes are non-sync classes, I believe. I know the History 1113 EO2 was going to be a sync class, but they changed it. So like a non-sync, I know, and all that if you're wondering about that. But you do get bonus points for watching live stream lectures. Usually I give up to 3 bonus points for that. And then also for any kind of historical questions or basic comments through my YouTube channel. Like if I have a video up, you would send me a comment or question about it. You do get bonus points for that as well. And there's also guest instructions for using StreamYard down here as well. So the StreamYard link will not be good after the stream is ended. It's only for when the stream is going. So after that, you'd have to go back to the YouTube link, of course, and look at that later. All right. Also, other announcements I've got as well. If you go down to the bottom, there's also, it does list you the, you go right here, but I do have the different links for the semester, of course. Of course, you got my direct link to my YouTube channel. Of course, you'll use a lot, but there's going to be like a playlist of all the lectures in the semester, which will be right here. So I was kind of showing you that right now for later. Also, there's another announcement right here you need to look at. I'll show you, which is the one right here for the prehistory lecture. Now, on tomorrow, which is Tuesday, June 2nd, now he'll have a lecture at 10 a.m., which will be on prehistory. So we're going to mostly cover predominantly about prehistoric man, mostly. I'll kind of go into like a little preview also into like the early civilizations, like the River Valley civilizations and all that, which I'll get later into the week. I'm also planning as well, I think on Thursday, I'm going to have like actually 2 lectures I will do. I'm going to have like probably Mesopotamia at 10, I think, on that day, which is, I think, June the 3rd, Thursday, part 1 lecture. And then I will have a part 2 lecture as well later in the day. Looks like Shane's joining us as well. Hey, what's going on in that? Yeah, I just emailed you a second ago. If you got that email. Yeah, of course, you can go back later, Jessica. After this course, you can really watch it right now. It's going right now, the live stream, of course. So yeah, afterwards, it'll be up on my YouTube channel. The live lectures will vary. It depends on the lecture. So I think today probably, I don't know how long this broadcast will be, but usually the review of the syllabus and all that's not that long compared to like lectures. So the lectures will probably be longer, an hour or so. All right. So anyway, let me also look at a few other things. Of course, we need to talk about announcements as well. So we had that. I think that's pretty much it. But let me go ahead and give you a tour. If you go into assignments, let me open this up right here. You should have some already posted right now. So you got the vocab. So that's something y'all need to go ahead and start working on now. The vocab. I'll go ahead and open that for you right now. But of course, using your textbook or other sources, I think I give you other sources on the bottom you can use. You're supposed to define these various historical terms of famous people, which the first assignment for that will be due on Tuesday, June 15th. So it goes into like the directions for it. Make sure you, of course, cite your source that you use for, those particular terms. Of course, your textbook can be used. Also on the bottom, I did list a bunch of encyclopedias you can use as well. That I guess I'm okay with as well, just basic encyclopedias. So you can use those as like secondary sources if you want to look up those topics as well. I do believe they've changed to a new textbook. They're kind of switching, I think, it was supposed to be the fall, I know, but they're supposed to have a new edition coming out. But I think either one will be fine with me for that. Because most of my lectures are based off of my own lectures I've got. And I mostly just use vocab assignments in the book and other assignments, but usually I don't lecture out of the textbook if you're wondering about that. Also, of course, you'll notice that's one big assignment. Of course, you should be trying to work on now, but the book report, of course, is one thing y'all should be working on right now, or at least picking like which book you want, for the semester. So go ahead and email me that, what book you want to, read for the summer semester. And also look at the assignment, of course, it's there. And also I think it's in the syllabus as well on page 4, I think it is, but you can look at that right now, but I'll get into that later when I go review of the syllabus, but it does include like a writing rubric on the bottom right here as well. So 3 students per book. Like I said, I don't have a book that's really been taken yet, but I'll let anybody know that there's a book taken if there is. And I just mentioned the pre-test, which is right here, an assignment. So yeah, go ahead and start working on that. There is a time limit on it, by the way, 10 minutes, but I think you get 2 attempts on it. But that's, like I said, due Friday, June 4th. So make sure you look at that, get that done this week. Also, the student contract policy page, make sure you look at that as well. That's worth 5 bonus points also as well. And I prefer if you upload it to the speed grader under the assignment, which I think the speed grader is either somewhere at the top right somewhere. But just upload that into there. If you can't figure that out, just email it to me as well. So just send those to me whenever you can. But I'm going to try to put a deadline on it for Friday, June 4th. Try to get that done because I do need to work on attendance for week 1 eventually. And then let's see, Veterans Oral History Project as well. Make sure you take a look at that. Of course, I did put the actual project in, like the guidelines for it is right here as well. Also, I did put like the playlist of the various like previous students that have done some of these veterans. If you want to go back and kind of look at examples of ones that have been done. I think I want to say in the spring, there were a few that were done, like 3 or 4 that were done actually. If you want to take a look at it, but they will be due by Saturday, July 24th. So that's the deadline to turn that assignment in, which these veterans interviews either have to be, like I said, a video type interview, or also it can be an audio interview as well. I prefer video, which, I think most people want to see a video of veterans. People don't really like audio as much, but that'll take either one for that. I think there's like a release form that you have to have them fill out for actually turn it in. So that'll be due, like I said, in late July. I believe you have to either upload it to the speed grader, or you can also send it like via like Google Drive or something like that. Usually, there's other things in here right now, but I think a lot of these will be kind of added later for you to use, because I'll talk more about some of these other assignments like study guides and things like that exist. There's a section in Canvas called Files. So you can, go through there and look at various files that are already uploaded there if you're just searching for a specific file. Syllabus is also right here at the top. It's located also in that first announcements I told you about, Welcome to History 1113. It's also in modules. So the syllabus is all over the place if you can't find it for some reason. There's also information about the textbook. They do have a new version of the bookstore. I think they're going to like this 12th edition, 2021, that's coming out. But if you want to look for the old version, you can. Like maybe you want to find the one online. I don't know if you. I shouldn't say that, but Amazon or whatever might be cheaper. I don't know than the bookstore, but either one. But there's the link, the bookstore right here. And of course, if you want to email them also as well, their phone number's right here as well. Now, I did have an example of like the previous textbook, the 11th edition that's on Amazon right now that you've got. But I think the bookstore is right now, that has the 12th edition up. As far as I know. Looks like we've got some other questions here. Hey, looks like Kiara's joining us, by the way. Hey, what's going on this morning? How long is the semester? Well, it's going to probably last till the end of July. So it's like it's an 8-week class, pretty much is what it is. I know you're supposed to pick the one on the list, Joshua. So just stick to the list overall. For the study guides, you only have to answer the ones that are the questions that we have. So whatever topics I've got, I'll talk about that later. But I know for the first exam, it's going to be pretty much those 3 topics: prehistory, ancient Mesopotamia, Egypt, that I've got listed in the actual, study guide. Devin's on StreamYard. He's asking a bunch of questions like the textbook. The textbook is not mandatory for my class, but if you want it for like, the assignments like vocab and all that, I would get it. Because everything's online anyway. Okay, yeah, thanks. Okay, so anyway, kind of going to give you like a little preview of that, the syllabus right there. So yeah, let me go ahead and move on. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the syllabus today. So I guess we'll go ahead and go through the syllabus and kind of cover that real quick today overall. And I'll bring that up on the screen for that. Let me get that up here for you, the syllabus. So hopefully you can see that right there. I think I'm on the contract page. Let me move that up there for you so you can see the top of this. So there we go. Here we go. History 1113. So yeah, there should be some contact information at the top right there that you can take a look at. So yeah, so there's my cell number. Of course, you can see I got my phone number there. Of course, I'm online. I'm at home right now, during the summer. So my number is 225 area code 937-9242. And my email address is simond@mybrcc.edu. So, of course, I'm planning to have virtual hours. Although I think in the summer, it's not mandatory that we have office hours, I believe, usually. But I'll try to have office hours during the week, like 1 hour, usually after class. So if you want to meet somehow online, we can kind of set something up if you want to do that. Although I prefer email. If you want to send me a question about something, we can, of course, pretty much answer it pretty quickly, whatever it is. So email is my preferred, method of, contact, more than anything. Now, of course, you signed up for a survey class, History 1113. Major civilizations. Of course, this particular subject covers from really prehistoric times, and it goes all the way up to about the Renaissance. So you're looking at a period of like 3,000-4,000 years. So we do cover a lot of ground, historical periods, history. So yeah, if you miss like a week or whatever, we'll be like far behind. Hey, Daff, what's going on? You're doing great out there. So obviously, everything's online, like YouTube channel. So, you can obviously go back and look at previous lectures that I've got on there. So I guess there's no excuse that, you miss the day of class, that kind of deal. Learning outcomes you can see are on the bottom. So those are things that you should be able to, successfully do after you complete the class. Demonstrate knowledge, historical events, people, ancient, Western, Eastern, African, American, and medieval periods in, world history. Locate, retrieve historical data, comprehend sources. Those are kind of some of the things, of course, we do in a lot of our history classes overall. I think they got some gen ed education learning outcomes, which are right there as well. You can take a look at. But yeah, the textbook, like I said, I don't really make it mandatory for my class, but a lot of students do get that for the, I guess, the vocab assignments, because there's a lot of those. There's like 4 of those that we have during the semester, which are like, I guess, combined 600 points. So a lot of students get that, which is kind of helpful. I think either version will be okay for it. Although I think some of the page numbers might be off. I haven't really started working on the new one, 12th edition. I need to kind of go look at that and might make some changes that in the fall. It was supposed to be for the fall, but apparently they've come out new with it. AZ, what days and times will the class be? Well, I know for this week, I'm pretty much teaching Tuesday through Thursday, I know for now. I've got 1 lecture planned for Wednesday, and then I've got 2 on Thursday. I'm doing kind of back to back. So next week, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll talk about next week later. Get to that later in the week. But I've got next week's going to be a little different though. But some lectures might be, obviously during the semester, some are going to be, live streamed, and then some will be recorded. So we'll have some kind of, mostly it'll be live streamed, I know, but there'll be a few that will be recorded during the semester that won't be live. So, but anyway, so yeah, take a look at that. I already, like I said, I've already posted the first vocab assignment. I've got other ones, of course, coming up later, but I think that first one is due in week 3. So that's something you already need to start working on, along with the book report. You're trying to decide what book you want to do and all that. So I'll get to it later on the other ones that I've got coming up. Then, of course, we've got, different methods of, grading here. We've got the exams. I'm going to have 3 exams during the semester. You can see, of course, our first exam is probably going to be, I want to say, probably week 3. So I don't have it. All the exams are going to be online. Second exam, I don't know, will probably be more after the midterm. That I'll have maybe close to week 5, 6. And then at the end of the semester, like after, I guess, week 8 or whatever, we'll have a final exam that we'll have also as well. I don't know if there'll be that many questions on my exams. It depends on, what the historical topics are and all that. But I don't know if I have 50 questions, but it could be anywhere from 30 to 50 questions, I think, usually. I think online, they're usually shorter exams, I think, compared to, like, say, class. Most of my exams are multiple choice, but I tend to have a mix of different questions you see in that list right there. So matching, fill in the blank, short answer. I sometimes use those as well. Typically, I don't use essay as much. We'll talk about that later, maybe have one, but right now I've got the research paper, of course, that we have. But so yeah, there's going to be 3 of these exams in the semester. That's 600 points right there. I don't give a midterm. I know in the spring, fall, I never give a midterm, but there'll probably be some kind of makeup period I usually do at the midterm, which will probably be at the end of the month, likely. I do have a student exemption for the final exam. If any student, of course, has a A+ going into the final, they're usually exempt from the final. So that's with all assignments that have been, completed in all of that. Other assignments, you can see, of course, the book report, of course, the major assignment in the semester. So make sure you do that project, because if you don't complete it, it could obviously hurt your grade during the semester. There'll be various Canvas quizzes. So some of these will be based off of, like, lectures, documentaries, etc. The points vary. I think usually they're either 100 points or 50 points, depending on, how long the quiz is and all that. You also get attendance participation points as well for the semester, which is 150 points. That's based on assignments completed per week. I believe both these classes are not sync classes. So, because they changed, I know the second one to a non-sync, I know, but basically it's based off of assignment. So if you don't do a certain assignment in that, say, week 3 or whatever, you're counted as absent. Even if you watched all the lectures, you would be absent still. So anyway, I just want to let you know about that, more or less. There are study guides, of course, listed in modules. If you want to go in there, I'll show you that later. They're worth 10 bonus points each. So you do have a chance to earn bonus points a lot during the semester. And then obviously from the lectures, you can earn a lot of bonus points also as well. Now they also have, like I said, that veterans project that I've got right here. Make sure you take a look at that. That's worth 200 bonus points. Well, that's a lot of points, isn't it? I know. I think originally I offered 100 bonus points and nobody would do it. So I doubled it, you know. Anyway, that's for extra credit only. So this is a voluntary project. So, you know, a veteran or yourself a veteran, you know, you can probably interview, I guess, have somebody interview if you want to do that. But yeah, any veteran from, like, I guess, World War II to the present. So World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War, Desert Storm. We got, of course, the Gulf War they had originally, Iraq, Afghanistan conflicts, the Cold War era, whatever. I think last semester I had one that was World War II. He was like really old. He was like 90s, I think he must have been. He was really old. They had this woman that was actually, it was in somehow in the Korean conflict. She was a Marine, believe it or not. But if you go back to the like what I showed you under the assignment, you can kind of go to the link there or go to that YouTube channel and take a look at, you know, some of the examples of it, of how to do that project. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much that particular assignment. If you want, that's, like I said, voluntary. Grading scale, of course, a 10-point scale. So 90%, you know, to 90 to 100% is going to be an A. You know, 80 to 89% is a B. So not sure what the points are going to be total for the semester. So that might vary in the summer, but it could exceed 2,000 points. So obviously to pass with a D, you know, you need, I guess out of 2,000, that would be 1,200 points. But I think most of you will probably do pretty good. Usually in the summer, most of the students make A's and B's. So usually a lot of people are really, you know, I think a lot of other students that go to summer school are usually students that are a little better than maybe the spring and the fall. Plagiarism, make sure you don't plagiarize. The BRCC student handbook, of course, has information about plagiarism. I think there's 3 different degrees of plagiarism, so make sure you don't do that. I don't think I could fail you from the class, but it could affect your grade later. There's a thing about safety here in the syllabus as well on page 3. The number for campus police is 216-8888. That's if you're on campus, of course. I don't know if you have any class on campus or whatever, but basically that's the number for it. There's information about BRCC Connect as well. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a emergency text message and email system that the college has in case of emergencies or they've canceled classes for some reason. You know, hurricane season's coming up, which starts today. So, you know, I don't know how that's going to affect, you know, the summer semester, but obviously if we have a hurricane, they could cancel classes. So that kind of thing. There's also information about student conduct. So make sure, you know, there's a student code of conduct, you know, that's in the BRCC handbook. So make sure you maybe read that or whatever. Online class, obviously you want to have certain etiquette, you know, dress a certain way, you know, if you're in StreamYard or whatever, obviously, but I think a lot of people don't want to show their face, I guess, whatever, that's fine with me. Because this is being live streamed to YouTube, you know, and all that. So refrain from, you know, using cell phones and things like that, etc. If you do go on campus, by the way, make sure you do have a current student ID parking tag, so you don't want to get a ticket, etc. Also, make sure that you realize they do have the Academic Learning Center that we have right here on campus, which, you know, tutors certain disciplines, you know, whether it be math, English, whatever. I'm not sure if they have any for history. They might. You check them out if they do. That's not usually an area that they have as many tutors with, but a lot of you, if you need like help with math, science, and things like that, they can help you and stuff like that. Also, they have disability services. Make sure if you have a disability, about that. They have a testing center, but I think everything's going to be pretty much online for the semester. All right, now if you go to page 4 in the syllabus, there should be a section on the book report, so make sure you look at that for the semester. Of course, like I said, for my history class, I usually make it mandatory to read at least one historical work for the semester. I do kind of a book report and review. It's kind of like both combined. I think usually I do book reviews. I know in a lot of history like majors and things like that, but I kind of combined it. So yeah, from that list I've given you, that's online on Canvas. Go ahead and decide which book you want to read for the semester. Yeah, usually I'll put them up, Kiera. You'll have grades I'll put up. So whatever you submit, I'll put a grade up for it usually. Yes, correct. So I'm pretty quick with that usually. I'll check every day with the grades. But and make sure you just read that book. So I know some students will try to write a research paper out of that, but basically you just want to pick that book out and read it. I think you don't have to read the whole thing. I think I require only maybe a third of it. So it's got like 9 chapters. Usually just maybe the first 3 or whatever. Or if you want to just pick certain chapters in it, you can also do that as well. Just make sure you read about a third of it overall. It does have like the main directions listed in it. So you'll need a cover page, prefer to MLA style format, 12 font, of course, correct margins, minimum of 3 pages in length for the main body. It's just the main body, of course. Also, make sure you cite the book that you use. So MLA style, you have to give me some kind of citation on the book that you picked to read for the semester. Make sure also you give me some kind of critical review about the book, either within the actual paper or if you want to do it at the end, like a paragraph or 2, you can also do it that way also as well. I have examples of questions that you can ask about the book, like did you like the work? Would you recommend it to someone for reading? Or some positive, negative aspects about the work, or some positive, negative aspects of the author's style of writing on the subject. You can also talk about the historical stuff, what you thought about the historical stuff he wrote about, or she, in the actual work. For the research paper, I do not require a rough draft. Usually students will send me rough drafts, during the semester. So if you want to email me what you've done so far, I can, of course, review it. Make sure you use spell check. They have things like Grammarly, which can help you out with spelling and grammar and things like that. So make sure take advantage of that. Proofread it, or have a friend or somebody proofread your paper before you turn it in. Make sure you have a cover page first, of course. I think on the bottom it kind of gives you an outline of what the paper should have. So obviously, you want to have the cover page first, and then the main body synopsis of the paper, of course, the review, and then the works cited page, of course, at the end. So you're not going to have citations of other sources and things like that with the paper. You're just going to have that particular book that you're going to read, whichever author you picked overall to read for the semester. So that's going to be due later in July. I think the due date, I'll get to it later, is already up. It's been posted. So that's a mandatory project. It deals with learning outcomes 2 and 3, which deal with various sources, primary sources mostly. Now on page 5, make sure you look at that as well. There's a student contract policy page, which I've been already talking about already right now. So make sure you turn that in as well. That's just you agreeing to the terms to my syllabus for the semester. So upload that, the speed grader under the assignment. You do get 5 bonus points for it. It also goes into attendance policies. So obviously, well, I guess the good attendance is going to be based off of, whether you do your assignments or not. But obviously, you're going to have to, watch my lectures, continuously during the semester. I think most students probably won't watch it live. I think we have 60, 70 students I know, in these classes that I've got for the semester, but it's not required, but that's something you're going to have to, keep up with. Of course, you can email students, I guess, in the class if you want to for information, but it's best to just keep up every semester, pretty much every week, whichever assignments I've got. I am going to be putting up announcements every day. So you'll probably get emails, like a ton of emails. I send out a ton of emails, like several a day sometimes, about, assignments due and lectures coming up and things like that. So that's something I'm pretty good with, and keeping you up with the class and all that. So yeah, there's really no excuse, I guess, since I've got a YouTube channel and, my lectures are up there, and you can kind of go back and look at them. You can probably watch them several times, if you want to, more or less. They have an academic learning center. Of course, I told you about that. I don't know if my area has a tutor or not, but if you're in another class, you need a tutor, they might have one to help you out in different subjects every day. So if you get too many absences in this class or any class, make sure you can drop a class. So you can do a drop form online or written form if you want to also drop the class as well. So attendance participation points are worth 150 points. I think it's points, yeah. And that's based off of missed assignments, basically is what it is mostly for us. There's also a form on the bottom I kind of have. I just kind of threw that in there, but if you want to put your name and your major, you can do that. And also I've got some questions about history, like what do you like about history? What do you dislike about history, etc. Also, they have some other things that the college makes us put in the syllabus. They have the military absence policy. That's make sure you check that out as well. So if you're in the military for some reason, National Guard, and you're going to be out, let me know. We'll kind of work something out with that. I don't think it's usually too much of a problem, but sometimes when they have hurricanes or some kind of thing happen, emergency or whatever, that does happen sometimes. So there's a form for that too. You can fill out right here, military absence form. And also they got the student athlete absence policy. I don't know if that's going to affect us in the summertime because, unless you're on the baseball team or something like that, maybe they're playing baseball still, but student athlete absence policy is something they have as well, listed right there. So these are all these things that they've got, in the syllabus as of now that you can kind of go back and look at. So I don't know if anybody's got any other questions right now, but let me know, of course, in the live broadcast if you got any other questions. I think I've gotten a lot today. That's the most I've ever gotten, I think. That's pretty good. So it looks like they're going to be pretty good students, hopefully, in the semester. All right, now let me go back and so yeah, that's pretty much the syllabus. So go back and look through that, and like I said, upload that page 5, that student contract policy page, and of course, also don't forget to do the pre-test this week as well. But yeah, let me go back and look at some other stuff that I've got as well in the I got some on Canvas right now that we'll kind of look at. So let me open this up here. Let's see. Are you coming back in? Hey, what's going on? That's okay. But anyway, so yeah, let me look at a few other things now. We go in here to modules. There's that section. Don't forget to as well. There should be some stuff already in there. So we got that little video I had. It was like a preview video that I had. I think most of you probably have already seen that already, but if you want to go back and look at that, it kind of gives you like a little tour of the Canvas and all that I've got right now. Syllabus is right here too, by the way. Pre-test is right here as well in modules, and then they got the student contract policy thing right here. So if you want to go in and do that right there, you can as well. The YouTube channel, of course, the link is right here. Then the playlist that we'll have in the semester is right here also as well. It's kind of showing you a tour right there. I've got. Now, like I said, we've got this today. So if you go right now, it's probably live streamed right now, right there. But like for week 1, tomorrow, Wednesday, June 2nd, of course, I will be having, of course, our first lecture, of course, which will be on prehistory, like prehistoric times, early humans, all that. So that's the PowerPoint lecture I'm kind of going to be using, of course, for that, which is right here. There's other stuff coming up in week 1. Like I said, I'm planning to have 2 lectures, believe it or not, on Thursday. I'm going to have one, of course, on Mesopotamia, which is part 1. I haven't put that stream up yet, but I already got the stream up already, but I'm kind of put it up later. And there's one also on this one as well. There's actually going to be 2 quizzes. There's going to be one on this one. There'll be a quiz on this one probably tomorrow I'll put up on prehistory. Then I'll have also one on Mesopotamia that I'll have as well. It'll be coming up. So you're going to get 2 quizzes this week, kind of give you heads up on that as well. I'll talk about week 2 later, but week 2 is going to be a little different. I'll talk about it later, not today. I'll probably talk about it later in the week. There should be study guides listed in the study right here in modules. So make sure you look at that. The one for the first exam is right here. And these are all the ones for all the exams and quizzes combined that I've got. But just try to use this one right here. You can. It's probably the one I'll kind of review with later because I'll probably have a review day, kind of going over that overall. Of course, the list of sources for the book report are right here too as well. It's in different locations. If you want to look at that. Also, the Oral History Guidelines, Veterans Oral History Project is also right here. So you can there's a link here to go see like some of the different veterans projects I've got, which are right here. Like I said, it doesn't have to be like in a war, like a conflict. And it says veteran, like in a war or whatever, but it could be like the Cold War era or some kind of veteran. I think lately we've been having a lot of people that were in Iraq and things like that, Persian Gulf War and pretty much Afghanistan. I think that's the main ones we've got right now, but sometimes we do find some ones that are, Korean that are still around or World War II even. There's also an academic learning calendar, which is right here. Like if you go into it, it does kind of list that right here. So it does it doesn't have like all the assignments that are due there, but you can see right here, there's like one big assignment I know coming up I've got listed, which is the first vocab, which will be due in 2 weeks. So it kind of gives you an idea of that. But the other ones I'm not sure yet. We'll probably every 2 weeks or so we'll have one due, So I'm thinking the second one will probably be due at the end of June, which is right here. I don't list exams, so kind of, this is all going to be online anyway. So we'll probably have that up later. But there'll probably be a midterm, like I said, makeup period I told you about, which is right here. So that'll have that there during that week. Last day to withdraw from the class, Thursday, July 8th. That's the date. Book reports, by the way, are due Monday, July 19th. The Veterans Project is due Saturday, July 24th. It's kind of going through here. Looks like our the final vocab is going to be due somewhere around that final exam week. I know it's starting on Tuesday, July 20th, but that's about when it'll probably be due. Because I think that's the week of pretty much finals, which are right here. But it's showing like topics and things like that. Like first exam, I know our main topics will be those right there. Probably not India, but prehistory, ancient Mesopotamia, Egypt will be our main ones. Second exam, you can see these are some of the topics that it might be. That might be that particular exam, which is right there. And then the final will be whatever we cover at the end. So I don't know what we'll cover. Hopefully we get up to the Renaissance and all that, but that's the topics we'll cover for each exam and all that. And you can see that it's not really, my exams are not really cumulative overall. All right, what else? If you go to the bottom of the modules, let me go down here for you. Of course, I've got listed my semester office hours. So you got right there. So hopefully during the week, I don't think it's mandatory in the summer, but I'll kind of try to have some kind of office hours during the week. Or if you just want to email me, that's probably easier if you got questions. Because I get emails all the time, from students day and night, which I try to answer as quick as I can and all that. There's my phone number as well also. So that's the majority of stuff I've got in there. I think there's stuff about Victoria on there as well. I'm not sure if I'm using Victoria or not this semester, but I tend to lock my questions in usually when I give like mostly quizzes. But trying to think of something else. Quizzes, I think that's the only other section I kind of use a lot in here as well. You can see I've got just 2 assignments up right now. I know the one right there, prehistory, will be open tomorrow. We'll open at 10 a.m. You can see, but currently the pre-test is the one main assignment you need to complete this week, which is going to be due on Friday, June 4th. So like I said, that particular assignment is going to count towards, attendance in that first week, along with the student contract policy page. So I don't know if anybody else has any other questions about, the syllabus or Canvas or anything. So I don't know if anybody else has any questions, but that's pretty much it for my review of course, my class. Here's another one right here. Of course, hey, Joshua. Email is preferred. I pretty much prefer that. I guess you're supposed to use like the BRCC one or whatever it is you're supposed to use, but I guess I'll answer them anyway. I guess it could be a virus. I don't know, that kind of thing. But yeah, I tend to use email a lot. It's easier that way, to answer questions or whatever on the semester. So that's pretty much my main form of contact I like and prefer. You could text me or something if you want, or call me if you need me as well. You got my cell phone number also as well. So sometimes I get these telemarketers calling me up, and I don't know if it's a student or if it's a telemarketer. You just don't know, that kind of thing. So who knows? But so anyway, that's it for, of course, the preview, of course, of going over the syllabus today. I hope y'all have a great summer semester coming up. If you want to leave any comments, you can, of course. Send me any comments, questions, later, of course, on my YouTube channel. Of course, you don't get any bonus points today. That's the only thing about that. And I'll try to include your name too with the, when you send me comments, so I'll kind of know which student is what. Because if you have a little nickname, it's kind of hard to figure out who it is. But yeah, try to put your name in there somehow. But I'll see you, of course, tomorrow, 10 a.m. I'll have, of course, a lecture on prehistory. I'll send out an email today about it, to kind of reminder about it. And I'll kind of send some reminders also about, the pre-test and contract policy page. But that's pretty much it for today. I hope y'all have, like I said, a great semester coming up. And I'll see you tomorrow. So y'all take care and have a great, rest of the week.